Ladies and gentlemen, GLT leader Lois Conrad and yours truly, Second Vice District Governor Jeremy Baer, proudly present to you the first of 3 Zoom leadership sessions entitled Youth in Leadership and Service. Our guest speakers tonight are from a variety of clubs and a variety of Lions positions and a variety of regions across the district, ensuring that many clubs are represented. In fact, over the 3 leadership Zooms, there will be 24 clubs slated to present. Most of tonight's panels are coming from clubs with enrollment that include at least 7 members at the age of 44 or younger. Each guest will have up to 4 minutes to discuss their particular club's youth in leadership and service. The panel alone at the end will have the ability to give affirmations to the other panel members. To value everyone's time, the audience members should have no interjections during this Zoom. Thank you in advance. I've been to Grantsville Lions Club 4 times for meetings, events, and the fair, and I must say that their atmosphere is great. You may note one of their members was in one of my new member videos. Lion Chris immediately knew what brought him to the table in Lionism: camaraderie, support for the local community and schools, and diabetes awareness. Tonight, we will start in Region 1 with Grantsville Lion Thomas, another Lion in Grantsville Club. Good evening, and thanks for joining us, Thomas. Tell us a little bit about Grantsville in terms of youth and leadership.
Good evening, and thanks for having me. First off, I wanted to say a big thank you for considering a 43-year-old man a youthful Lion. In terms of Grantsville Lions, we currently have 12 youth members, and we do a lot of activities that involve them. In recruitment, we actually have one member in particular who's really good at bringing people in, and he gets a lot of credit for our growth. During COVID, connection to others right now, it's getting more and more difficult. And part of it, too, is having a good camaraderie, like you mentioned. We have good laid-back meetings, and we're very informal, but we do get things done. Some of our events that bring the crowds in our community are the Grantsville Days and Oktoberfest, which we just started. It turned out to be a really great event to attract a different audience, and that's really helped our membership. Unfortunately, we've had some Lion members pass away recently, and that led to their roles being taken over by younger members. 2 years after I started, I was called upon to be president, and it's entrusting newer members with leadership titles and responsibilities that get them engaged in the success of our club. Now, I'm a librarian by trade, and there's a book called Bowling Alone, and it talks about the decline in social organizations over the decades. And we go from group activities to isolated activities. And in recent years, we've tried to fill those gaps in our personal connections with social media, which really isn't an actual placement for interactive social connections. Those are what make communities strong. In order to have strong societies, strong communities, we have to keep networking. And some of the leadership positions that have filled over the last 5 years were our first vice president last year, our president and first vice president this year, and our treasurer is actually a younger member as well. And all of them are supported by the more veteran members when a youth member takes on a co-chair position for one of our events. If you get them on board, you get them in a position of leadership, and that helps them stay invested in the club.
Thanks a lot. We're going to jump now to Region 2 to our GLT leader and Williamsport Lion, Lois Conrad. Take it away.
The subjects of our talk here this evening is youth in Lions. I'm going to speak to you about my club in particular, but I know that all clubs face the same challenges trying to recruit and keep younger members. It is very telling in itself that anyone under the age of 40 is considered a younger member. In my club, only 1/10 of the membership of 60 is under age 40. However, these 6 younger members bring positive energy, innovative ideas, often a new point of view, and enthusiasm for the cause to our club. I'm going to talk to you about these 6 members of the Williamsport Lions Club, how they were recruited, why they joined, and the challenges we face in keeping them as members. 2 of our younger members are relatives of current members and joined because they saw their parents or aunts and uncles as positive role models who were doing their part to help make the world a better place. Seeing someone they know doing things that make a difference can be very compelling to a young person just entering adulthood. The other 4 were recruited by neighbors who invited them to come to a club meeting or to help with a service project. Seeing Lions in action can bring them into the group, and once there, it is our job to keep them motivated and participating. One way we do this is by making sure that club members let them know that they are valued members of the club, listen to their ideas, and consider their interests when asking them to get involved in projects. Also, giving them leadership roles early on can make them feel accepted. Having younger members on the board gives them a chance to see and understand the workings of a Lions Club, and also offers them an avenue to share their ideas. One of our young members enjoys being our song leader. One is our lion tamer, and another has acted as tail twister for 2 years. Another is active in our medical equipment program. Recognition is also necessary. Let them know that their time and efforts are appreciated and noticed. And of course, we need to recognize that these under 40 Lions have very different challenges in their lives than we folks who have raised our children and settled into or even retired from our careers. We tell our new members at their new member orientation, which is very important, by the way, that they are not expected to do everything. They just need to do what they can. They should focus on what is important to them, and we will try to help facilitate them in any way we can. Careers, schooling, raising a family, and busy lives are always going to be a challenge with younger members, but it's important that we stay in touch. Let them know we understand their situations. We need to be cognizant of these challenges and work to find ways for them to be fulfilled by their membership in our Lions Club. They are our future. Thank you.
We're going to go to Frederick County Region 3 now with a representative from the Frederick Fusion Club that has a lot of promise in the future. Lion Yuwande, would you like to talk about what's brought you and your husband Bola to Lions Club?
Yes, I do. So hi, everyone. And we joined the Fusion Lions Club. Actually, we're both charter members of the Fusion Lions Club. And the club did start in 2019. Sorry, 2020 was when we chartered. So right before the pandemic. So you can imagine it's been a challenge. However, we've enjoyed our time being in the Lions Club. I think for me and for Bola as well, one of the things that we've always prioritized in our lives is community service and just connection, social connections. And for us, when we're told about Lions, we jumped right at the idea because for us, we know Lions as a service organization. So service is always a big part of our lives. And that was one of the things that drew us to the Lions Club. The other thing that I wanted to say in terms of just some of the challenges and what we've done so far to attract more younger, relatively younger folks into the club is, letting them know about the vision for the club. We're active in the community already prior to Lions and also in our church and with the youth group in church and stuff like that. That has been easier for us to talk to people and some of the younger people we have, especially when it comes to getting volunteers to help us whenever we have service projects, being that the Fusion Club is a small club. And when we have service projects, sometimes we take our kids along. We're like, listen, you're going with us. And they come and they're also part of that. I feel like for us, we're training them about service very early on. So that's a good thing as well. And in our club, we've tried to ask folks what kind of social activities do you want to be a part of? Just, and they talked about bowling or, just doing things together to get to know one another better. So that's another thing we're also looking into. What else? Oh, the last thing I wanted to talk about is also getting people engaged early on. So when we started, I know we were in a unique position because we chartered and then COVID happened and then we couldn't meet in person. But now that we're getting to meet in person, people are talking about, they want to be engaged. Because it's one thing to join a club and you don't just want to sit down and you are doing nothing, right? So they really want to be engaged and just get out there and just start doing stuff. So that's another thing that we're trying to do. Either we come up with service projects on our own or partner with some of the bigger clubs on a service activity so that way we have people that are engaged and are actually doing stuff.
In terms of leadership, I know that Lion Bola wanted to take a leadership position so that he would represent the underrepresented communities within
Yeah.
the district and also the Frederick community, which was very important to him.
I was actually going to go there next. So I think Bola and I, whenever we've attended some bigger meetings with the Lions, and where either the relatively younger folks that are in the room, or we're one of few people of color in the room. I feel like we need to and Bola and I are actively doing this, making some more efforts to recruit other people that look like us, that talk like us into the Lions Club. And for us, and for Bola, I'm also speaking on behalf of him because we kind of spoke already, it was very important to him to take on a leadership role, to change that perception of him. And when we go out and people see him and they're like, oh my goodness, even we meet at the Golden Corral, right? And I remember when he spoke to the manager of the Golden Corral and he said, oh, I'm the president of the Lions Club. The guy was like, wait, hold on. You're what? Because he was shocked because that wasn't the perception he had of Lions or Rotary or clubs like that. So I think slowly but surely, we're kind of trying to change that narrative. And I think that's about it.
All right, we're going to head to my neck of the woods next with a young Lion. Before she starts, I need to give her some praise. Second Vice President Melissa is the editor for my region and district videos. Without her, the final touches would never come true. She works at a local hospital as the mother of two and will be president of the largest club in the district during my year of governorship. May I introduce Lion Melissa from the Freedom District Club to talk about Lions in leadership.
Thank you very much, but I will say it's all in the content. You send me everything perfectly laid out, beautiful content. So you get most of the credit on those videos.
I'll share it.
Our club is very large. I think we have 76 members now. When I joined, it was 2 months before the pandemic. And so I have very little experience with what a normal Lions Club looks like, full of wisdom, very excited to learn the history. I grew up in this area, but they have definitely very interesting stories. So I was very excited to be kind of pass the torch because I was also asked probably, I want to say 8 months in to be second vice president in the upcoming year. I was a little shocked that I was so new and being asked, but I think that one of the things we're trying to do is we have another young Lion who is president right now, and we are actively trying to ask people to be in chair positions and leadership roles. And I say the word ask because we're all very busy, particularly I feel like the younger ones that have children. And we have found that if you just kind of throw the email out there and say, hey, we want to do this, nothing really happens. But we have I think the key to our asking people to lead is that our membership chair is amazing. She takes a good bit of time to talk to people over the phone and email during the recruitment time, and she gets a good history of what they do and what their likes are. And so then when those members come and join, when we have a new idea, for example, we wanted to bolster our trail cleanup or our environmental club committee a bit. We knew which members were the most interested in that. So we reached out to Lion Tony Dercola and asked him to kind of take the lead. But he was very leery to do that alone. So we actually asked another Lion then, Lion Wu Schaefer, and they're joint leaders of our trail cleanup. So Tony is responsible we adopted a park, and he's responsible for setting up all of those meetings. And then Lion Wu is in charge of all of our trail cleanups in the area that we've partnered with another organization with. So I think that has been very useful for us to know people's interests and go directly to them and say, I would like you to lead this particular project, and you don't have to do it alone. Here's somebody that would love to help you. Let me look at my notes. When I joined, I'm pretty sure there were only 2 other Lions that were considered youth. And I think another way that we have gotten the majority of our newer, younger members, more so than word by mouth, is we have been sharing our social media posts to the community pages. So we have in our area something called Sykesville Online and Eldersburg Online communities. And whenever I do a post about what new thing we did or what upcoming thing we did, I then share that post on all the community pages. And I mean, last week alone, I have 2 members that are now coming to our meeting, 2 interested people that are coming to our meeting this week, just solely based on a post that I shared. So that's all I have.
Before we begin with our next guest speaker, I'd like to highlight the Kitzmiller Lions Club of Region 1. With the support of past District Governor Barb McKinney, this club has 7 members, 44 and under, including their town mayor, an educator and her daughter, a young couple who has family members in a neighboring club, and a second-generation Lion who just brought in her daughter. If you would see this club at the Garrett County Fair, you would know what great community involvement and teamwork they have during the week. Not only do they have a fun and energetic, youthful appearance, during the week at the fair, daily, they invite different community groups to assist them, like the high school local cheerleaders. Kitzmiller is a population of under 400, yet their club holds in memberships of the 20s, which is a great ratio of the local community and the youth. Speaking of youth, our next guest may be the youngest zone chair that Region 1 Zone 2 has ever had. He's from the FSU Campus Club, which gives us a whole nother perspective of youth involvement and the leadership he's been able to take. Zone Chair Cameron, you're on. Go for it.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So like Vice District Governor Jeremy said, I'm a part of the Frostburg Campus Lions Club. And so when I joined the Lions Club, I didn't know anything about it. The reason why I joined is because I like to volunteer. And one of the unique things about being on a campus is every year they have a block party. So the local campus club, they had a table at the block party, and Bridget Karlowitz, I knew her from SSS, and she was there, and I was like, well, what is this? And so she told me about it, and actually me and 2 of my friends, we ended up joining the Lions Club right then and there. And it was really cool because I just wanted to volunteer. I had no intentions of, taking on any kind of leadership role or anything like that. But because the campus club, it's a smaller club and we don't have a lot of people, a lot of the members end up taking leadership positions. So I was actually in a position to where I was able to be president of the campus club. And under my leadership, we were able to create a food pantry because the campus didn't have one. But under my leadership, we were able to do that. So that was a service project that that everybody that was in the club was able to be a part of. So even people who weren't in leadership, they all had a role in helping us get this food pantry together. And it was just really cool to see how everybody come together. Now, with us being on a campus, it's a little bit different trying to get members because a lot of college students, if they play sports or if they join a sorority or fraternity, they do a lot of volunteer stuff with that. So it is kind of a little bit of a challenge recruiting members. But the thing is, our service opportunities, they're a little bit different than what you would do in a fraternity sorority. So when we're recruiting members, that's how we attract our members, by talking about the different service projects that we do. And so we volunteer with the local community. So we helped clean up parks with other Lions clubs in the area. we've done the chicken barbecue. And so that's how we get our members. And also, I'm a third grade teacher at South Penn Elementary, and the campus club wanted to do a food drive. So they were able to do a food drive at my school. So me and the other third grade teachers, our students were able to give food for the food drive. So they were able to help the community. And so another thing that's unique about us is not only can we help the local community, we can also help the campus community. So during COVID, we made COVID kits where we gave students masks, tissues, lotion, all kinds of, and hand sanitizer. And so we were able to give the campus community that, so that way when those students are on campus, they are able to feel safe with, by having all that. So, and because I was a part of that, I was asked to be the zone chair.
From the upper extremities of North Carroll County, one of my favorites. He was a president when I was region chair last year, and a great support and positive enthusiasm. Immediate past President Dave Capel, here to talk about the Hampstead Lions Club and the youth members who have held leadership roles as of recent. Lion Dave, welcome.
Hi, good evening. Thanks for having me this evening. So I hope I go in the right direction this evening, and I apologize, I'm looking down at some notes, so it's going to be hard to look at the camera and look at my notes at the same time, but we'll do our best. So what I wanted to try and do, I wanted to reflect. I was a member for several years, and then I got involved in the board of directors, worked my way up through leadership until I was finally the president. And in that time frame, I was observing. I was observing people. I was listening to the trainings that I went to in the district, and I was taking it all in. So what I wanted to try and do was reflect on some of the things I tried to incorporate into my club during my presidency. And I think if you give me that space, you'll see how that has possibly encouraged
leadership positions,
the youth that I've been able to get involved, and in doing so, I'll also kind of cover how I got them involved. And I hope that is helpful to all you who are listening this evening. So, and these are in no particular order. One of the things I wanted to reflect on is that someone my age, I'm 46 years old, there's a certain nostalgia to the Lions Club, or any service club for that matter. I reflect fondly on my grandparents and my parents being members of Kiwanis or Moose or any of things of that nature. And I think that's something that we as Lions can exploit, to people in my age group. When you're trying to approach people that are maybe interested in becoming memberships in my age group, was your grandfather a Lion? Those types of starting questions. One of the things we did during my year was we reached out to the golf club of the local high school to get them involved with our golf tournament. And we gave them an avenue to make some money. They did very, very well. And needless to say, they are extremely excited to be involved next year. And since we don't have a, what do you call the school clubs? What's the name of that?
Leos.
Yeah, the Leos. Since we don't have a Leos in our area, that was my way of trying to engage with somebody and plant the seed early on at a young age. Additionally, I've reached out to the boosters, the athletic and the arts boosters at the local school to help out with Hampstead Day, which is our big local event, doing kid zone activities. And that was something new for the club. And that seems, again, to get us in front of those younger people to start planting that seed at an early age. I started to change the image of the club by introducing some cooler clothing, if you will. If those of you who may have met me in the past, you'll notice that I don't wear the traditional purple or yellow or gold or blue shirts. I tend to, wear things that I feel more comfortable in. I think that's helped me approach people when I have a message about Lionism. I got the newer members that are younger by getting them involved with projects before they even were Lions. I'm out and about in public. Hey, would you like to come help us work on our park this evening? It's kind of fun. You can bring your kids. Sure. Boom. And just get them out there, get them involved. And then, one of the most recent members I achieved was as a result of getting her involved in Hampstead Day. And after Hampstead Day, I just asked her if she wanted to join, and she was like, "Yeah, sure. This was fun." And now she's on my team. So, and I look forward to working with her again this year. When I get new members, younger members involved, I try to get them involved immediately on committees. That has been real helpful in getting them to know people and feel more comfortable around anybody, regardless of their age. That I work well with, I try to encourage them to mentor. Like I look to some of my older members as mentors, as to try and make me a better gentleman. Grab me by the ear and tell me when I might be pushing it there or talking out of turn, so to speak. And that's been very helpful. And it's been a good experience for me. I speak quite frequently with people in their 30s and 40s and even their 50s. Essentially, I'm trying to catch people either before they have kids or when they have children early on. Or after their kids have finally gotten out of college, so in my 40s, I have a range of friends that I'm trying to influence on all different levels. And I talk about what I do, and I'm always encouraging them to come out and participate. And with that being, for example, Jeremy would be familiar with Mike Thomas, who I got involved with that county-wide raffle he was doing. He was a young guy, just was showing up all the time. I said, "Hey man, want to do something?" And he was right all over it. That's pretty much all I really have to share, Jeremy. I hope I covered some bases for you, and I feel like with that information, you may understand how that's encouraged more membership in my age group for our club.
Okay. From one extremity of the district to the other, we've heard many great things about Lion Leon Cardiff, and he's here to talk about Oakland Lions Club and the youth in Oakland and their leadership titles.
Hi, I'm Leon Carter from the Oakland Mountain Lake Park Lions Club. And this evening we're talking about getting new members to be found. Within our club, we find fellow employees or church members, or sometimes people know us and find out as Lions from the vision testing that we do on their children in school. We also see many parents as they attend our Easter egg hunt or a Halloween event that we have, or at the fair when we do the chicken barbecue and they stop to pick up their barbecue. They talk to us, engage us in conversation. As we find these new members, the young ones, we put forth to them that we understand about their family and their children's activities. And we put forth that the fact there is no pressure on them to attend every meeting or every event. We understand that there are many activities that they go to, and we want them to attend that and that to be a family affair as well. When we're looking for Lions, we look at them as not short-term members of only maybe 5 to 10 years, but we're looking at long-term members. We're very accommodating for new members that have children and their scheduling of events. And sometimes they can't always attend, but we ask them to go ahead and check out and reach out to other members of the club to either switch their time that they're scheduled or to find someone who can do the event, and then they do a reciprocal persuasion at their accommodations. We give new members a chance to become very accustomed and acclimated of the club. We have them attend the meetings and we showcase them. We also talk to them and explain what goes on in our club, the many things that we do, not just the activities, but the other fundraising and the other support that we do within the community. We also take a chance and explain to them what our club does in Lionism, not only locally, but within the district and nationally and internationally for different disasters or different aspects, such as eyeglass collections that we do and where they go and how they're processed. We give them that time to be acclimated to the club before we start talking to them about working up through the chairs. When we do and they agree to accommodate and go through the chairs, we not just throw them into the bathwater, so to speak, but we surround them by individuals who help them understand what we're going to do and how we're going to do this, and to make sure that they feel comfortable as they're doing that they're not alone in doing this. Once accepting, we give them lots of reassurance and the different processes involved in supporting them. We as a club have more than 50 members. And again, we've been 81 years in our local community. And since that, we have not had anyone who has been president more than once. Our next president, to give you an example, is a third generation Lion with 2 young sons, not even teenagers yet, but they attend many of our activities for the families along that line. And their fathers and their grandfather members, they also show how to be Lions of our community. So there again, those are many ways that we, as members, get younger members to be quality Lions Club members. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Back over to Carroll County. I guess he's going to think that I saved the best for last. The next club recently had a youth zone chair in Lion Wendy and has the highest enrollment for youth in the district, past council chair Brian Cox of Terra-Rubra Lions Club.
I don't know, but this is it seems like everyone's dropped off now, knowing that I was going to come on. So, couple things. It was really interesting tonight hearing the younger members talking, saying things like, how they do things differently. And, your first in your mind goes, well, that's not how we do it, but maybe that is how we need to do it. To do things differently. A lot of things I'm going to say are always being last, is being able to take all the notes and copy all everyone else said. But I think with us, there's a multitude of things. We're a very active visit club. We have a lot of events, our own building. And busy is about the best word. But one thing is with our members that, we work around their schedule. If they can make it, they can make it. The meetings, we have some that one interesting thing is they'll come up to help in the event. And when they're done a certain part, they want to stand around. They want to go do something else within our club, or go home, go do something else. And that's how younger members don't want to hang around and do nothing. They're kids, there's this. And we have to be understanding of that. I like what Melissa saying about Facebook, social media, that was good. I think that's what's happening with us and getting our younger members is, as Facebook here gets the younger members, their friends. And so we might multiply. Children in meetings, we've always had that. Some older members listen to meetings because sometimes younger would get a little fussy for kids. Now we have members, their daughter will come up and ring the bell to open and close the meeting. our club actually looks forward to that part. You know, their members. I think the biggest thing is you just need to learn to ask. Not be afraid. You know, make a decision for them. You know, a lot of times it starts maybe with as a lot of older our kids, our friends' kids. Younger generation doesn't want to. Sometimes they don't have the means or don't want to belong, say, to a club. Or sometimes they just don't understand. But it's been very interesting listening tonight a lot. Heard that, you know, put that in perspective. That's all I had. It's just under my time. It was good, Jeremy.
Charlie, would you like to say the last few words about leadership opportunities for the youth?
I would be happy to. Thank you very much. And we are saving the best for last there, past
Oh,
Council Chair Brian.
No, it's you. You're the last now.
Well, I'm saying we're saving the best for last. One of the things I have found in my travels as district governor is the diversity that I think Brian referred to or talked a little about. There's so much diversity among our clubs, how they do things, where their focus and emphasis may be. And so it's the same thing, how they recruit members. So we are a very diverse organization, to say the least. This has been a very exciting experience this evening, and wish we had more people who had signed in to watch it. Thank heavens we did record it and will be uploaded to our district website so people can go back later on and look and watch this particular video. So thank you, Second Vice District Governor Jeremy and GLT Lois for putting this together and having this opportunity for us. And I hope that more Lions will avail themselves over the next couple of weeks. And thank you to our presenters from our various clubs. A lot of great ideas. I was taking notes throughout. And one of the things I'm going to do and ways I have to communicate, whether it's a district newsletter or at our cabinet meeting, I want to promote these and our clubs to go back and take a look at them. A couple other points I would like to say is we do obviously want to engage and keep our members as active as we possibly can, whatever their age may be, whether they're a newer member or an older member. Keeping our members engaged is paramount for our success. And the fact that we are recruiting is helping us right now stay ahead of the game. We still are a plus. We're a +7 so far for the year. We have been as high as a +12, but we've had some recent had some members recently pass away. And we've also passed that into the calendar year where clubs drop. So I'm hoping we're able to get new members to the second half of our year so we can share the load for our current members, but more so gain some new ideas and some new hands to help us to be able to provide service. And that's the one key I think I took away from this that was talked about. A lot of our younger people, and the Zone Chair Cameron really hit on this, they want to be involved in service. And the more we can do as far as service is concerned and getting them engaged, I think the more active they will be with us. So thank you all for participating. Thank you, Jeremy and Lois, for putting this together. And we'll look forward to seeing next week's episode as well. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. You can go ahead and stop recording, Lion Mark. I'm going to ask that Lion Stan and Lion